Hey mamas, welcome to the Momma and Brews podcast, where everything is shits and giggles until someone giggles and shits. My name is Brittany Barbour, and I'm your host and mom friend. So today, we're going to switch it up a little bit different. I know some of my episodes have been a little crazy with that length, so we are going to focus on a shorter episode, and we're calling these Mom Talks. So welcome to episode 1 of Mom Talks. Today we're going to talk about how I am working and just being a working mom in general. We're basically going to focus on 5 topics that I have listed in front of me, and we will go from there. So first things first, as always, I'm not drinking anything today, guys. Since it's a mom talk episode, a mini episode, I did not want to rush or try to figure out what I wanted to make, but at one of my jobs, I'm about to start bartending, so hopefully these drinks just get a little more creative as that goes, and gets a little more exciting, I guess. But back to the topic at hand. So first things first, working 3 jobs as a mom is so draining. But I will say, as much as I stress about, like being away from home or worrying if my daughter is going to be upset because I'm away so often, I'm slowly getting to, or like coming to terms where I don't have to worry about that. I mean, she's 1. It's not like she's really noticing that I'm away. So right now, my focus is grind. And then when she starts getting of age where she notices that I'm away more often, kind of like reel it back in. But working 3 jobs, trying to find time for my partner and my daughter is crazy. So it for sure is this balancing act. It's always some type of juggling type thing. So I work in the industry of service, so like food industry. I work at a restaurant. I also work in a bar, and I work at a gym. So I would say 3 polar opposite jobs are most definitely way crazy. But how I'm going about juggling this is I'm constantly adjusting my availability. So right now I was training and like putting more hours at the gym, but that's like a commission-based job. So why would I spend more time somewhere where I'm not really getting paid as often when I can most definitely be making more money doing something else? So I've kind of cut back on that. I'm still building my clientele, which is going to take about 3 to 6 months. I am a physical trainer. So for those of you who know, you know. So building up clientele is like really stressful, really like you got to be having your head in the game. So when I'm at the gym, I focus strictly on that. But when I'm working my other jobs, I focus on those. Like I'm not about to be button heads with myself trying to figure out how to balance all 3 because I can do it. I know I can. So with that, I focus on that. I think I just changed my availability today. I think I'm putting in 3 or 4 days out of the week where I'm really focusing on that. And then on those same days, I'm focusing on working at the restaurant. So working at the restaurant, I have my schedule set up to where I can spend time with my family after a shift or before a shift. So I'm not sitting there like stressed out about who I need to direct my attention to. So working in the service industry is so draining. It's almost like, honestly, it's not as bad as I'm going to make it seem, but it's almost like dealing with a kid again. Like I have to entertain them and this, that, and the other. And it's just so draining to be on your feet for anywhere from like 4 to 8, 9 hours a shift. So, I mean, it's, yeah, it's really draining to put all my effort into that. And then come home and I'm like, oh, I'm so exhausted. Now I feel bad because I feel like I'm not giving my family the attention that they deserve. So, yeah, that's the main reason why it's a balancing act. I had to put my family first, but also put maintaining a lifestyle second, as well as right next to first. So the way that I have it set up, I work at the bar once a week. Easy peasy. That is not that big of a deal. And then the restaurant and the gym are like neck and neck when it comes to my availability and my attention. So yeah, I most definitely am slowly cutting back on some days. So now I have days to myself where I can seriously focus on my family and prioritize them and, just go from there. 'Cause I don't want to raise my daughter feeling like it was just her dad. Like, I want to be there for her. So, next thing is the customer encounters. When I tell y'all, these customers are crazy. It blows my mind every single time. So, I have my food industry. Food industry, easy peasy. Get their orders right. Make sure their drinks are staying full. Entertain them. Be nice. And almost like put this front up. Like, you're this wall, but you're meant to serve them. Which is quite literally why it's called being a server. And then on top of that, you have like the bar life, which is nightlife. And if you've ever gone out before, I know that you know how that gets. So that is where I tend to shift my focus to everyone's safety. So now I'm worried about, are you good? Like, are the bartenders good here? Like, who is doing what they're supposed to be doing and who's not? And then, trying to, because I'm a bouncer at that position. So I focus on like making sure people are actually 21 and not, faking IDs. And I'm playing mom. Like, that's literally how it feels. I'm playing mom. Yes, you can come in. You're good. No, you can't. You can't do that because you're not of age, or like stuff like that. And then you have the gym. I love my gym job. I love all my jobs, but my gym job is so fun because I feel like that's where I'm 100% me. I'm not being fake. Like, I am so much more of a genuine person when I'm in my element. So working at the gym, I love entertaining people. If you know me, I'm extroverted. Really, I would say omnivert, but I'm extroverted. I'm outgoing. Like, I love to see people smile, make people laugh. Like, that's just who I am. But at the gym, like, I know how much of a struggle it is for anybody to lose weight. And losing weight, especially after having a kid, is so difficult if you don't maintain like your pelvic floor or your diastasis recti, like stuff like that. And so like I get to be me. I get to be outgoing and help you achieve your goals. And that is probably the most fun that I've had at a job. I mean, I joke around at my other jobs and everything, but that job, I'm like, chef's kiss, 100%, that's me. Every day, all day. So then, let's jump on over to support systems. So having a support team makes all the difference, especially when you're trying to balance work and kids. So being, at least at the restaurant, like my manager understands, like I have a daughter, my daughter comes first, and then I have other jobs that I have to prioritize. Like, she listens to me, and I love that woman. But like, if there's ever anything that comes up, I'm like, hey, like I've got a dip. Like, I have to worry about this right now. Like, this is not an option. Or, hey, like, I just gotta do this, gotta do that. Like, she would hear me out no matter what. And then you have like the gym. Like, yeah, I make my own hours at the gym, but I still have a boss. And that's one thing I will say is like having a female boss and then having a male boss is two totally different things. Like most males would understand like, hey, you have a kid and you have to do what you got to do, but they won't understand like that the extent of like how important that is for me. So like if I have a doctor's appointment for my daughter, like I have to be there. Like for me, I have to be there. I don't want to not be there. Like I was there for the whole first year. Like I know what she's eating, what she's doing, like 99% of the time. So it's important for me to be there and also to hear like what the doctor has to say instead of like waiting for her dad to tell me something. Like I don't want the word of mouth. I want it straight from the source. And then having a female boss, even though she doesn't have a kid, like she gets what it's like to put your emotions in front of you and just lay them out. I personally, I feel like that's something that like a lot of people don't know how to do or don't know how to express. But she like open book, like, hey, I have to go. Like that's not a joke. So yeah, it most definitely plays a role into like femininity and masculinity or whatever in those situations, at least in my situation specifically. But besides that, I mean, they're 100% supporting me throughout everything. Like my boss at the gym, he's on me, but he knows it's because I can do what I'm supposed to do and just keep it going. And, you know, you have to have a close relationship with your managers as well as your coworkers. Everybody has to be on the same page. And as much as I hate the saying of like, oh, we're like a family, it's still pretty accurate though. Like you have to be almost close knit so everybody's like, okay, we can help each other out here and there, rather than just having somebody that's like willingly trying to stab you in the back and sabotage you. Okay, so the next one is managing stress. So the service industry can be stressful, but I've learned to just leave it at the door. One of our family friends, he was an ex, or is an ex, of one of my family friends. And he would always say, like he did Reiki and stuff. And he would always say before he walked in the house, he would just wipe the negative energy off of him. And I've learned to do that myself. So I've had a rough day, like I'm stressed, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, like I'm worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow. The second I pull into the driveway and put the car in park, I'm just instantly flick it away. Trying to get the negative energy, negative vibes off of me, out of my mind. Because if I'm that type of person that holds on to her emotions. Like I can't just let things go. That is so toxic. I genuinely hold on to stuff. So when I'm doing the motion of like wiping myself clean, it's almost like this release, but it feels so refreshing. And yeah, so like I'll pull into the driveway, put the car in park, wipe myself down, flick it away, get out the car, come into the house. And it also helps that my partner, like the second that I hit the bed, he's instantly, how was your day? What happened? Anything exciting? Like he's asking me questions because he's the type of person that can handle my stress too, which also goes back to your support system. So yeah, just being a working mom is a lot. I 100% support you. I will back you no matter what if you choose to be a working mom on top of like having to care and support your family. But like I also support you just being a stay-at-home mom, because what I learned within the first year of being home 24/7 with a kid, being a stay-at-home mom is so much more draining than me working 3 jobs. Like I have so much energy now. Like I'm always Like, let's go. Like, I don't want to stop. I'm go, go, go. Don't stop. When I was at home all the time, I could not handle it. Like, I loved being home with her. I loved watching all her milestones and everything. But you hit a point where you're genuinely like, it's the same thing every single day. Or I'm so drained because I've dealt with a crying kid all day, and now my partner's walking in the house just like, oh, you didn't really clean, or like just random stuff, which I'm not saying that ever happened, but like there are people out there who experience those situations. And what people don't realize is it's so much work. Like, I don't even know how to express that more than it is. It is so much work just being at home with a kid. But everybody interprets like what stress is differently. So some people internalize it, some people don't. Like, it's ridiculous on how people are able to manage stress, but it comes with time. And I think that's one thing to like end this note on, is like being a stay-at-home mom or working mom, like prioritize yourself at the end of the day, because there is already so much going on around you that you have to be involved in, that you need to take time for yourself. Because the amount of stress or whatever happens from not prioritizing yourself, following like being all on top of baby, or like go, 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 and never stopping, like you are going to hurt yourself emotionally or mentally. Like you are going to hit a wall and just like it's gonna suck. So yeah, I mean, I love being a working mom. I loved being a stay-at-home mom. I think it really just depends on like what part of life you're in, and that's totally okay. Like, that's okay. With that being said, thanks for listening in. Make sure you hit that like and follow button, as well as leaving a comment. You can follow along on the Mom and Brews podcast TikTok and Instagram at mom_and_brews. Make sure you join in next week, where we are back to our regular scheduled episodes. And with that being said, sending good vibes. Later.